morning students, 7th standard physics and chemistry, unit 3rd, matter around us. What is matter? Physical part of the universe consisting of solid, liquids and gases. Okay, what is matter? Physical substance. Okay students, here we see symbol of an element. What is symbol of an element? A symbol is an abbreviation of chemical element. Abbreviation means short representation. Okay, short representation of a chemical element. Okay students, then here it represent one atom of the element. A symbol represent one atom of the element. Okay students, then the symbol write either in English or Latin. Okay students, then it is accepted by IUPAC. What is IUPAC? International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. Okay students, then here we see some example of symbol. Oxygen is O, hydrogen is H, copper Cu, calcium Ca, phosphorus P. Here chemical symbols consist of one or two letters. One or two letters. Okay students, one or two letters. The symbols of most elements corresponds the first letter of their English name. Okay, first letter of their English name. Here oxygen, first letter O. Here the symbol O. Hydrogen H. Then here C, phosphorus P. Okay students, clear? Students, here we see elements in human body. We have some elements. Okay, in our body also have some elements. 99% we have oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, calcium and phosphorus. Okay students, and remaining 1% we have potassium, sulfur, sodium chloride, chlorine and magnesium. Okay students, we have 99% of these elements we have, and the remaining 1% potassium, sulfur and sodium chlorine and magnesium we have. Okay students, the same type elements in air also we have. Okay, in air we have elements 99% nitrogen and oxygen, remaining 1% argon and carbon dioxide. Okay students, here we see compound. What is compound? A compound, here we see two or more elements combined chemically in definite proportions. Okay, two or more elements combined chemically in definite proportions. We see an element H, hydrogen. Okay, an element hydrogen. Here we see element oxygen. The combined two elements we have a compound water H2O. Okay students, see here an element hydrogen, here we see oxygen, combine and a hydrogen and oxygen we have H2O, a compound H2O. Okay students, here we another topic, properties of compounds. The first, a compound is formed only when the constituent elements combine in a fixed proportion. Okay, what is constituent? Being a part of a whole. Okay, being a part of a whole. Here we see hydrogen plus oxygen gives water. Okay, H2O. Here hydrogen is a constituent element and oxygen also a constituent element. Okay students, clear it? Okay, then second point, the properties of a compound are different from those of its constituent element. Okay, properties of a compound are different. Okay, the properties of, here we see example, properties of water is different from the constituent element. Okay, here these properties is not is different from the hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, students, clear? Then third, a compound cannot be broken down by a physical method. A compound cannot be broken. Okay, cannot be broken down by physical method. Okay, physical method. For example, sodium chloride cannot be broken by a physical method such as filtration. Okay, sodium chloride, we see sodium chloride in our kitchen, we see sodium chloride. That sodium chloride, sodium plus chlorine combined to form sodium chloride, but the sodium chloride cannot be separated by a physical method. Okay, students, understand? Okay, then it can be, the compound can be separated into its constituent element by chemical method, cannot be broken in physical method but in separated in chemical method. Okay, students, clear? Then fifth one, it is homogeneous. Okay, it is homogeneous. Students, here we see effect of temperature on solid, liquid, gas. Okay, in solids, here we see it is solid. Okay, in solid the particles are arranged very close. Okay, the particles are arranged very close. When solids are heated, here give heat. Okay, here when solids are heated, the particles gain energy and vibrate. The particles, these are the particles, solid particles. Okay, these solid particles gain energy and vibrate. Okay, and vibrate. They move slightly further apart from one another. Okay, they move apart from one another. Okay, students, here we see some gap. Okay, here in the solid particle tightly bound, here give some energy. The liquid form, it is apart from one another, the particles apart from one another. This causes the volume of matter to increases. Here we see the volume of matter to increase. Okay, this process is called expansion. Okay, this process is called expansion. Finally, we see when heated and the volume increases due to the increase in the distance between the particles, but the size of the particles remains same. Okay, but the size of the particles remains same. Okay, students. Okay, then here we see in this process the mass of matter does not change. Okay, mass of matter does not change, the volume of matter change, size of the particle does not change, number of particle does not change. Okay, only change volume of matter. Okay, students, so the mass of matter is conserved. Okay, here we see one example. For example, when solid ice is heated to 0 degree Celsius, it melt become a liquid water. Okay, liquid water. In the same way, the liquid water is heated 100 degree Celsius, we get stream, water vapor. Okay, students. Here we see difference between metals and non-metals. Here we see metals. Metals are lustrous, they have a shiny surface. Lustrous means shiny. Okay, non-metals are non-lustrous, they have non-shiny surface. Okay, here it is a shiny surface, here non-shiny surface. Then metals are generally hard. Here we see it is very hard. Non-metals are generally soft. Okay, students. Then third, most metals can be beaten into sheets and they can be drawn into wires. We see copper wire, aluminum wire. Okay, but non-metals cannot be beaten into sheets and they cannot be drawn into wires. Okay, it's do not converted into wires. Okay, then most metals are good conductors of electricity, non-metals bad conductors of electricity. Okay, then most metals are good conductors of heat, the non-metals are bad conductors of heat. Okay, students, most metals making ringing sound. Here non-metals does not